Hi, Year 11, and we're looking at long questions today, being that they are the open-ended questions, those high mark questions that we all pretty much have troubles with when it comes to these exams, and these are where these marks are hidden. This is where you can really bump up those extra marks by the end of your exam, and we're going to look into how they're written, how they're structured, and just to kind of discuss and get across an idea of how you can make it work for you. What's the best way that you can come across with these answers that you write, and how to structure and so on. So discussing what this written exam has got in store for us. This is how it when you sit this exam. This is what's in. The exam is organised in two parts. It's 1 hour 45, so good amount of time to get all your knowledge down and so on. It's divided into two sections. So there's section A and there's section B. Now section A is that multiple choice questions where you open up the paper and go, oh, this looks nice and easy. I'm going to fly through this. But don't let that put you off in terms of that's not the whole exam. Because then you've got section B, which is, as you can see from there, it's worth 80 marks. And this consists of those longer questions. Some are 1 mark, but then it can go all the way up to like 12, possibly even 15 marks, but quite rare with the. So the most successful students are the ones who are organized and prepared. This is straight from the book. So that digital book online, there is a link in most of your Show My Homeworks, and I'll put a link again in your Show My Homework description. But how to prepare, and it's saying that you need to be organized, keeping your notes together. So all these records that you're making, all these little notes that you're making, mind mapping, brief revision notes on each topic, that requires organization, and for you to be able to pick out a certain area or a certain topic, go to that topic, and to for you to be able to revise, to be able to pick up and go, oh, okay, it was that bit, or this part means this part, or so on. Remember, you can always ask me. I'm here for you to help in any way, in whatever way I can. Obviously, I've done a live lesson this time around. I'll keep trying to do these live lessons just to kind of help just that little bit more. Sometimes it does help with someone, with a bit of back and forth. The main thing with these exams, especially the long questions, are these command words, and these are these command words. There are more, but when you got these questions where they say examine, explain, identify, all those words down there mean something different. And that's what the question is asking for, essentially. Now, there's loads of them. I'm not going to beat around the bush with that one, but it would be a good idea to be looking through those command words and at least get an idea of what they actually mean. And this isn't just for this lesson. This could be for like a lot of your other subjects. These command words do mean a lot. It's what they demand from your answer. So something's asking you to explain. It's asking you to explain in detail using these sentences, providing this knowledge, and so on. So, and there's more: analyze, comment, compare. Like I said, there's plenty of them to be looking through. And so section A of the exam, these are close-ended questions. So these are like literally just out of, so it's going from A, B, C, D. So there's 4 different answers you could use for each one, but don't assume they're easy. They do take that bit of background knowledge. They do take that revision, because even though they are multiple choice, they're each a mark. So with 20 of those, that's 20 marks already towards a 100-mark paper. That's like a quarter of your paper right there. So to get those correct is all down to your revision. And then these closed-ended short answer questions, these are more in section B as well. Sorry, in section B. And you can see with this example here, so 1 mark in the corner there, 1 mark, 1 mark, 1 mark. Example of that question that we have, so here, toothache is a serious problem especially for children. They're talking about tooth decay, they're talking about diet-related diseases, what can be done to prevent it. 12 marks. This answer, they've put teeth are white on the outside, but that they can go bad and go black. But they've not explained why, they've not explained how, and so on. What is it that's happened with these teeth? How have they gone black? How have they gone bad? They can go bad if you don't look after them. That doesn't explain too much, does it? A lot of children get tooth decay. People who eat a lot of sugar and sweets can have bad teeth because it makes holes in their teeth. You read through that question more, it's giving an example, or it's giving a type of an answer, but it's not really explaining behind it. They're not really reasoning or explaining and moving it forward. And the structure is all just it's all just in one place. It's not really telling a story. Which is what most of these open-ended questions are wanting as well. It's got a beginning, a middle, and an end. Now this looks just that little bit more, right? So this is where your 12 marks come in there, and here they've got it structured. So already the teeth are part of the skeleton. Excellent. So they need to break food down so they can be swallowed and digested properly. So already they're explaining, well, what are teeth? Where are they found in the body, and how do they work, and then what do foods do, and how they potentially damage teeth, and so on, and which foods, and it goes on and so on. And the idea being that it's explaining this knowledge accurately. It's described, it's explained, it's in detail. There's knowledge behind it. Even if you haven't got your knowledge there, at least you could be able to structure it just that little bit better, rather than just throw away answers like, well, sugar is bad for you, and that's it. Explain why it's bad for you. Just go into that little bit more detail. Some exam writing techniques. So students often describe feeling that everyone else starts writing confidently straight away. So when you're in that exam hall, you'd be looking around, or you're on your paper, and then you look around and everyone else is writing, and you're thinking, oh God, like I think everyone else knows what they're doing and I do not. It's not the case. Maybe they've moved through the paper, had a little look through, found an answer that they're comfortable with. Look through that paper first. Just have a look at what you're facing, what the paper is involving. Mark the ones you're unsure about, so come back to them later. And like I was saying before, you might start remembering things. The more you work through the paper, all these little glimmers of all these lessons that we've had, or the research lessons that you've done, they might just start flooding back, and you'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that now. And then you can start writing those key words down. And also start with those easy questions. I think that's the best thing about this paper, is that at least it's got that section A, that first section where you can just tick through them, and it kind of eases you in to the longer questions. I found this online, hit QUAN, QUAN, and I thought it was a pretty cool way to that it's structured to structure those lessons, to structure your answers. So question in the text, what are the questions in there? What's it asking? So those command words, what's that keyword? What are those keywords in there? Underline those unimportant words and phrases. Get those keywords out there. Start mind mapping it. Essentially, what else is in there that you can remember, or what have you revised? Add your own thoughts and input. It's great with these long answers in terms of you can really embellish it with your own way of answering the question. So use your own thought, use your own input, but the idea being that you need that evidence to support it. That's where the N comes in. Note the evidence to support your answer. So it's not just an answer. So the first thing, support your answer. So as soon as you've written your answer, whether it is tooth decay is because sugar is bad or something like that, well, why is sugar bad? How does it affect the body? Where's that evidence? Really support with the rest of your knowledge what's coming across, those key words, and be sure what the question means. So rereading it, read through it. Quite a long one here, but writing a plan. So going back to this QUAN, so you're underlining words and phrases, mind mapping, kind of just planning until you start writing. The idea being that don't go straight in there in terms of writing out the first thing that comes into your mind. Think about it. Put those key words, write them in the margin, or write them in somewhere where the exam paper is allowing you to write these keywords. It's usually in the margins, but plan it. Where do you want it to go? Tell that story. Explain. Back up your evidence. Back up your notes, and use that to hit as many marks as you can. These are the questions I'd like you to answer. There's two of them, one being a 6 mark and I believe the other one being an 8 mark. So this one, I've underlined that command word. Can you spot it? Yes, explain. So look up what explain means. Do that first. Go onto an online dictionary or go into that digital book. What does explain mean? And use that to then come across to this question. So explain 3 methods that can make fishing more sustainable. So this is linking back to the food provenance that we did last week. So 3 methods that can make fishing more sustainable. So explain, that's your command word, and your keywords here, fishing and sustainable. So 3 methods that can make fishing more sustainable, 6 marks. So essentially to me now that's saying, well, that's 2 marks per method. And then question 2 is a type of question that we definitely need to practice on, is these nutritional labels. These particular questions are definitely where all the marks are, because it's asking you to look at a table and then to take that information from that table and then to annotate it within your answer. So you're looking for this particular question, you're looking at that nutritional table. So look at the nutrition, look at each of the ingredients, look at how much of the macronutrients and I think and micronutrients that are in there, and check out the command word, evaluate. So with reference to the ingredients and nutrient content of each of the soups in the table, check out they've got 2 soups, soup A and soup B. Evaluate, that's your command word. What does that mean? Go away, look it up. This is what the question wants you to do. Evaluate the suitability of these soups for people with coronary heart disease. So which one is good for you if you were to have CHD, coronary heart disease? Which one is the better and why? Give justified reasons for your choice. Again, there's another command word in there, really, justified. Look up that word as well. There's a lot to go in there. Usually this mark will be about 12 marks, but I've got it down to 8. So looking at that and distinguishing between the 2 soups, give at least you want at least 3 marks, 3 to 4 marks per soup. So 3 to 4 points per soup. What can you pick out from those ingredients? Think about your nutrition, so your carbs, proteins, fats. What are they producing? What do they do for the body? How does it link to coronary heart disease? And then evaluate at the end, essentially. So you're coming up with your reasons out of your answer through your reasoning, through your evaluation, and giving these justified reasons. Okay, so 8 marks for that one. So question 1, question 2, see how you do. I would love to have these back with some nice full sentences, please. Please do not rush this. This is big time now. We've got to be thinking our mocks, like we were talking about last lesson. These could be very important for your future in this topic. So question 1, question 2, back to me on Show My Homework, please. Thank you very much.